welcome to Fantasy Island. So Fantasy Island is the newest Blumhouse production movie that came out this weekend for Valentine's Day weekend, and is the movie good? The movie is based off of the TV show and everything like that, but just had this dark spin on it and everything like that, and I was like, it's interesting on paper, but in execution, you have to rush to see this movie. I would say not, because there are other movies out there that are way better than this one, but I'm just saying, on paper, had a good idea, but in execution, it was kind of like typical Blumhouse production shit. Around pretty much of Happy Death Day and then everything in that kind of realm like that. So if you like those movies, then you might have enjoyment with this one. When you hated those movies, then you're gonna be like, well, I'll just skip that. And the pros and cons why I believe that Fantasy Island is in theaters right now. If you haven't seen it, then just talk about the movie. Here's what you need to know about it. About acting in the movie, the actors. No, the actors, not even really much to talk about the actors, because they pretty much were just like Blumhouse production actors. They have like the same actors in the way they act in all their movies. Trust me. Type in Blumhouse production movies, watch all of them, you'll be like, you know what, seeing a pattern. Michael Pena, he was good in what he was doing in the movie. I think I like his character the most because I think he was the most fleshed out, deep enough character and deep enough character in the movie. Everybody else in the movie, I was just like, okay, well, they got off the plane, here's our kill fodder, so let's get the movie going. Plot in the movie, more or less, the movie pretty much opens up on this island. It's this island. But back up for a second. First of all, this girl ends up getting captured, and you're like, oh, what's going on? Then we get to the island, Fantasy Island, where all your fantasies come true. We have our 5 people who come off the plane, and Michael Pena's like, oh, welcome to the island, and you can live out one fantasy, and it'll all be gravy. Hey, but what is a horror movie? So of course they live out their fantasies, and things seem good until things don't. Now they gotta get off the island, and that's the movie, more or less. There's like a deeper thread, deeper plot in the movie that's like interesting on paper, but when it just starts unfolding, the movie just like kind of falls apart towards the end. And you start seeing all the plot hole shit like that, you're just like, wait, if this is that and she did that and then she did it, I literally walked into the movie, was driving home just like, you know what, if this character was doing that, then why would she do this? And then it led to that, and then it makes more plot holes that just movie just like, if it just didn't veer off track, it wouldn't have the plot hole. Any pros you can say about the movie, the fact that like I like how it was like had a bit of a mystery to it, and the fact that like, okay, like how are these like fantasies gonna be twisted and stuff like that, because everything seemed pretty cool. But it was one chick, she pretty much was like, yeah, I just want to have a family, and the island pretty much gives her husband and a beautiful little girl. Her fantasy is really good, everything seems nice. It's like, well, it don't seem like she's getting a shit deal until she pretty much is just like, you know what, I don't want this fantasy, I want the real fantasy. And then the cogs start turning and letting the pages get unfolded. You're like, oh, I see how all these people connect and shit. So, okay, it's getting good. Until on the movie, it gets too convoluted to the fact that it's like almost like Saw levels of like, okay, it's like overcooking it. But at the end of the day, there's nothing I can really add that probably hasn't been said about this movie. Fantasy Island, if you like the TV show, you'll be like, well, it's a dark spin on it, could be good, right? Well, it's not. Not the worst horror movie I've seen this year, but it's definitely one of those movies I'm gonna look back in June and be like, oh yeah, Fantasy Island, that movie that was just like, oh, it had the really deplorable acting and horrible execution, but an interesting plot that didn't really go anywhere. Running out this movie is pretty simple. Fantasy Island is indeed a 3 out of 10, which means it's just meh. You don't have to rush to see this movie, just wait for it to come on TNT. You'll be in the box. As always, guys, subscribe. Until next time.
Here they come.